Hello, I'm Steve Rowley. I'm the Science and Operations Officer at the National Weather Service office in Charleston. And I just wanted to do a little ode, a little goodbye video for the GOES-13 satellite. GOES-13 has kind of become a forgotten entity during the course of the year. As you may know, GOES-16, our new satellite, has been operational for most of 2017. And now GOES-16 is being moved to its final position. While that move is taking place, we had to turn GOES-16 off, and now we're back to some of the data we've had since April 2010. That's when GOES-13, this satellite imagery, became operational. So it's been almost 8 years now that we've been using this satellite. And this particular satellite, which is the old satellite now, was actually a great improvement over the previous generations of geostationary satellites that we had. So this is really some of the last days that we're going to be using the GOES-13 satellite imagery operationally. There's some fairly interesting things that are going on right now as of this afternoon. In the visible satellite imagery, you can see that there's a strong cold front that's sweeping through the eastern United States. We're going to have another round of very chilly weather here in the southeast. No rain occurring over land with this, but in the visible satellite picture you can see some of the influences of that cold front that's pushing toward the coast. Will be pushing offshore very shortly. Now, what's interesting with the GOES-16 satellite is we have multiple channels of visible and near visible imagery that we can use, but we have our one channel here with the GOES-13. And then when we go to this panel right here, we're actually looking for the infrared. This is actually the cloud top temperatures, and some of the pinks and the yellows and the purples and reds that we see here, some of the colder cloud tops, some of the cloud tops that extend higher in the atmosphere. And once again, this is our one IR channel, infrared channel that's available with the GOES-13 satellite. GOES-16, we have multiple channels of infrared imagery that we can look at. But what we can see, something kind of interesting happening off the coast here. You can see this little cluster of reds and purples starting to show up here off the coast. And when I come up here to the radar, this is actually the Morehead City, North Carolina radar. We can see that there are showers and thunderstorms beginning to develop just off the coast. So that cold front has come through and it's been dry, and now it's starting to interact with the Gulf Stream off the coast of the United States, the east coast of the United States. We're starting to get thunderstorms that develop. And here in this panel, our final panel, is our water vapor imagery. And we can see that upper level low. It's pushing that cold front toward the east coast, and we can see the lightning data out here over the Gulf Stream. So there are some gusty winds and some colder air coming in. We've got a lot of small craft advisories up for our coastal waters, but when you get far off the coast, if you're a mariner and you're heading out across the Gulf Stream, you're going to have to interact with some pretty rough weather, some thunderstorms here. So the cold front dry over the land, but then producing thunderstorms out here over the water. The interesting thing about the water vapor imagery, again, one water vapor channel on the GOES-13 satellite that we're using here, and there are 3 water vapor channels that we have on the GOES-16. What's going to happen with this GOES-13 imagery is early in 2018, when GOES-16 gets to its final position, it's going to be turned back on, and they'll test that data out, and we'll start getting GOES-16 imagery again. So we'll get more visible imagery, we'll get more IR channels, and we'll get more water vapor channels again with higher resolution more frequently than we get with the GOES-13. Once that checks out, GOES-13 will be turned off, and that'll be the last that we get a chance to use it probably operationally. So this may be one of the last systems that we have to rely on the GOES-13 to do our forecasting. So thanks for paying attention, and here's a salute to GOES-13. Thanks for all the work.